What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I just wanted to say real quick, if you enjoy the video, if you could give me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. And feel free to make any comments you have about opinions or questions. Hope you guys enjoy. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So what I have today is really the top 3 ways that my EDC has changed in the past year. I've got to say it has adjusted and changed quite a bit over the year, seeing as, I started the channel, bought a lot more gear, tested out a lot more gear, really discovered multiple things. So I'm definitely going to share that with you today. So really one of the big things that did change is not necessarily the firearm itself. I've always carried one for sure and highly recommend that. But really what changed was the addition of carrying the extra magazine, kind of like a for sure all the time. I would kind of sometimes, depending on what I was wearing, if it just felt really easy to, but kind of the main point that just kept sticking with me was that, like, well, if you need to reload, if you're around jams or whatever the case may be, we all know that's much easier to reload and fix with just an extra magazine instead of keeping the magazine you have and just using that again. So that for that reason, and considering this would only be used in a life-threatening situation anyways, it felt important enough to me to do it. So that's really a change number 1, and something that I would strongly recommend. If you carry a firearm, definitely carry an extra magazine with it. I guess unless you're carrying a revolver, obviously, then don't. But so yeah, that's number 1. Number 2 was towards a year ago, I was really stuck on carrying the bigger and bulkier Leatherman tools. I mean, they are the easiest to use. They pack the most tools, and they are the best, but they're the biggest, bulkiest, most expensive and heaviest. So that's a lot of cons there, especially for when you're going for like a smaller EDC kind of setup. So because of that, I really discovered some of these smaller little EDC tools that are much lighter, but still work really well, and they're fairly easy to use. Like this is the Leatherman Free T4. What I was holding right here is the SOG Power Pint. And then lastly, and really my favorite, is the Gerber Armbar Drive. These items work just fine. I was concerned that they'd feel cheap just because they're small, which has not been the case, and it made my everyday carry feel much easier to carry just because it's not as heavy. Now, of course, if I'm still wearing really jeans with my belt and boots and stuff, I do carry a bigger Leatherman because they are the best to use, but they're certainly not the best for carrying purposes. So if I'm wearing anything closer to like dress clothes, like a suit or mesh shorts, or really anything that's not jeans, I'm going to want something smaller, like one of these 3 as an example. So that's something I really did put a bunch more money into this past year and getting, and I've liked them a lot. So let me know what you think about that, and if you've had experience with any of these, or you know any other good small and light multi-tools that really compete with, honestly, the Leathermans and their ease of use. So yeah, that's number 2. And then last but not least was really how I was carrying all my EDC gear. Little stuff like this thing, this little key holder. I liked this way more than I thought I would. This is just a little bit more compact, easier way to carry my keys, opposed to just a standard old keychain where you usually have, like, a couple rings and then a couple keys on each one. It ended up being bulkier. It would always get twisted up and stuff. So stuff like this has been really nice. This is just like a random brand off Amazon, just to be entirely honest. I know Ridge Wallets, they make one. Theirs is really expensive, but really nice. So like little stuff like that's been really nice. Kind of minimalist wallets and stuff, they've been really nice too. Didn't think I would like stuff like this as much as I did, but I do. Even stuff like kind of minimalist holsters I've really gotten into, and like the whole minimal lean and light aspect of stuff. Even got into doing stuff like this EDC organizer. Frees up my pockets. I can pretty much throw everything in there, and obviously this just goes on my belt. One con about this is I have to be wearing a belt, so mesh shorts don't work for this, but that's okay. It just kind of that little stuff that I've really tried to hunt for, what makes just carrying all the stuff I want to carry that much easier. Yeah, I don't know. I've really liked it a lot. And like I said, just little tiny stuff like the key holder, I didn't think I would like as much as I did. The little slimmer wallets, I didn't think it would make an impact, but I can definitely tell in my pockets, still every time I wear it, that I like it much better. But yeah, those are really my three primaries. I guess technically I should have called this my 4 big changes, but we'll just stick to 3 with a bonus one, I guess. And that being the blade. At the beginning of the year, or I guess about a year ago, I was really into carrying definitely a pocket knife and full tang, when really in reality I could just use one or the other. Sometimes I still carry both just because I like knives that much, but really in all reality you could just pick a good pocket knife or you could pick a good full tang knife, and both are a blade and they'll do just fine. Obviously I tend to pick the full tang knife because they're inevitably stronger, no matter how good of a pocket knife that you get. So just kind of another choice that's aimed towards a little bit more minimalist, just because if you get down to it, especially with also carrying a multi-tool like this, there's really no need for me to carry what's technically 3 blades, and sometimes the multi-tool had more than 1 blade on it too, so really I was getting up to like 4 blades, which is I guess a little excessive. I would definitely agree with you there. So yeah, that's kind of the 4 that I have switched to, adjusted to, and whatnot. There's been other little stuff that I've switched to that I didn't like that much, but these are the 4 changes or adjustments or things that I've tested out that I kept with because I really liked. So kind of just to rerun them through, definitely carry an extra magazine. Search for more compact and nice EDC friendly multi-tool options like this, and then experiment with little stuff, just making your life 1% easier with how you have to carry everything, like a little key holder maybe, EDC organizer. I do like these a lot. Minimalist holsters, those are nice too. And then lastly, don't over carry how many blades, because in reality you're only gonna I could eat both of these, I could use for anything, which means I only need one of them. So yeah, that's kind of my 3 with a bonus, I guess we can call it. But if you have any other tips that you've discovered over time that you really adjusted to, or things that you're thinking about trying but don't know, definitely let me know or ask in the comments. I reply to everybody and always like hearing what other people's opinions are, because really my goal is to grow an EDC while helping some, and obviously I run into people on here that I feel know even more than I do on EDC, so I'm always welcome to any comments. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, you can give me a thumbs up, and with that being said, I'll see y'all next time.